Hello, and welcome to my Let's Play of Anno 117 Pax Romana. Joining us back here at Port Serenus, where you and I are building quite a Roman city. Last episode, as a little bit of a recap, we learned a lot, specifically about lavender. Ended up having to move these fields over here in order to accommodate the additional field nodes that we unlocked through our devotion to Ceres. We did, though, learn that they couldn't be here to be boosted by this aqueduct cistern because lavender is not a farm field, it is a plantation. So, we're learning as we go. But we're going to go ahead and press play and set the agenda for today as completing the next phase of the amphitheater, the outer walls, as well as increasing our population. Probably going to start off in the near future of bolstering our marble production because we only have one of these marble masons. We can go ahead and build the second one. We're importing uncut marble from Isla Olivia, so that should be coming in decently okay. Yeah, the uncut marble should be okay for now. We'll need about, 300 for this next phase of construction? Yep, of the amphitheater. So we'll keep an eye on that marble production. We might have to increase that uncut marble or potentially import it. We're also going to have to increase our olive oil production. As that's something that I've been keeping an eye on, here. Olive oil. So the first thing we can do is head over to our olive island and see how we're doing over here. So we can increase the amount of fields without affecting our workforce. So we definitely want to do that. 50% more productivity. We can do that to each of these fields. Definitely love that global effect of Ceres. And get that to 240, and this last one. This should get us to a place where we have plenty. Oh, actually, because we have this road here, we'll probably put another olive grove at the end of that road. All right, let's see how that impacted our production or supply of olives. All right, that increased it by 1 ton a minute. It's a slow production. Minute and 20 seconds. Okay, let's go ahead and find a great place for the actual olive press. This has an area of effect in health, which we need to increase. May also want to do it over here. Not incredible density. Ooh, like this placement even better. Let's see about doing that. Think that'll fit in there? Think so. Alright, let's do it. Move these over here as we'll be increasing our residents on that side of the river. So we have more of a built-out neighborhood around the amphitheater. All right, and then we put this here, the olive press, like so. Right, looks good. Olives should be in here. Yep, just fine. And how much of an impact did that have? Just checking, making sure we're... Okay, interesting. So I think this ratio is a little over 2 to 1. So we might have to throw down a second grove even with that increased productivity. So let's go ahead and do that. Connect up our road. Throw down our olive plantation. And based on what we learned last time, since olives are not Farming fields, they can't be boosted by aqueducts. A little sad, but good to know. All right. Now that should, yeah, get us up to 4 tons a minute, which is good. Okay, perfect. All right. That's looking good. And I guess while we're at Isla Olivia, taking a look at that, let's see where the uncut marble is. All right, so we need a little bit more of it. We have this mountain slot. Let's see, do I have a symbol off? Yeah, let's update this option really quick to turn back on status, I believe. Yeah, now we can see the mountain slots a little bit easier. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3. I should have a 4th. All right, let's do this one a little bit further away. And that brings us to a perfectly even workforce over here. Still 100%. It's a fine distance. And what are we full on? Timber. Okay. Now, is that going to be enough marble? Yes, it should be. Surprising this is a 1-to-1. Or no, it's not. So that's 2. Should be demanding more than that. Well, I won't complain about it. Let's make sure these are at 100% efficiency. This one's coming up to speed. Maybe that'll change. I don't know. All right. Now, let's do some upgrades. I think first around the lovely bathhouse. We have plenty of Libertus. And doing this, I already know, is going to trigger a demand in porridge. But I want to make sure we're using our construction materials before we start throwing them all into this next tier of construction for our amphitheater. And it looks like we can have a festival at Serenus. Perfect. Okay, for every bakeries, vintners, and breweries on the island, the area of effect will be +1 income. Let's go ahead and do that. I knew we needed the porridge. I knew we needed it. Let's pay for that. Should be no problem. The economics of festivals is not something I have perfectly dialed in, you could say. But if we take a look at our vintner here. Don't know, is this a temporary increase? No. So it's not showing us in the actual building. So it's hard to tell like what the exact financial impact is going to be in terms of like how many residents or buildings are affected. But I trust that it's a good thing. Okay. So now that we upgraded those, let's go ahead and do that porridge chore. We didn't really need to, I guess we didn't construct any new homes, but in terms of our plebeians, their sandal need increased a little bit. The darn soap. I'm gonna have to do more there, I'm sure. Let's see. It's just never ending with soap. We have a little bit of spare lavender, no spare lard, and I bet you no spare pigs. Yeah, so our people aren't gonna like this. But we'll do it. We'll probably need the tannery as well for those sandals. And we'll do some more lard, if you insist. All right. Now, lavender-wise, we're going to need some more. We should have some excess leather, so we can go ahead and put down another sandal. That's a pretty good spot. Like so. And we don't... Oh. I guess everything I've kept pretty tight to that warehouse here. It's a little bit far, but I think it's going to be okay. Let's see. Salt looks good, even with that extra tannery. The lard should be good as that comes up to speed. Pigs. Uh-oh. Gonna need to have one more of these. Oh. That would probably help. Oh no. So yeah, I didn't like that. Increased density, I guess. Let's see. We're gonna have to do something about this fire risk. We have plenty over there, plenty of coverage. How's our cistern doing? A little bit low on water, but should be reaching everybody just fine. How's the charcoal production? Needs a little bit of love. Let's see. Can we squeeze one in here? If we give it the maximum nodes, let's see if we can get around 91. Perfect. Okay, that should be good. Yep, that brings us up. Lavender we gotta do. And we'll circle back to those pigs as well. Let's see. All right. And then how about the pigs, now that we actually have those fields? All right, that's evened out. Lavender's good. Large be coming up to speed. Now how about our consumer goods? Porridge, not so bad, but we're gonna get to it. Trust me. We're gonna actually build some new homes here. But this looks good. Sandals. Nice. But soap is like... We just added a whole nother production chain, pretty much, and it barely gave us any wiggle room. It just feels like we're constantly behind. Depending on how expensive this is, it might be something that I'd prefer to import. Let's see if we can check. Purchase price, 74. Yeah, it's pretty expensive. For good reason. I mean, it just takes up so much space. I mean, we have a population of 10,000, and a good percentage of our island is just dedicated to the lavender. And it's such a nasty production chain in terms of it affects happiness and health in a negative way. But it is what it is. All right. Let's see if we can upgrade more of our almost 1,500 plebs. Increase these at least to that third tier, the eques. The question is where? Where does it make most sense? Right here, of course. Our center. And then probably around this forum makes sense. Right. Let's do 2 more blocks here. More of this up jumbo. All right. Fire safety looks like it's getting out of control. Now ailing. Where are we ailing? Not sure. Should have clicked on it while we had the chance. Alright, let's see. We have a defense pact offering with Concordia. We'll accept that. Peace is great. Ransom. Man, don't want to go more negative with the Emperor. I'd love to keep things on the up and up. Don't think we'll be able to right now. We'll pay the ransom for now. Let's go ahead and start this next phase. Need more patricians to do that. Well, say the word. I got it. All right. Let's keep this. I want to start moving our patricians over here. More away from the villa. I think it makes sense for this to be more equies. As much as it's cool to have these 3-story buildings, I don't know if I love them looking down into the villa courtyard. I could be convinced otherwise. Kind of looks good, but I think having them over here could be better, especially with the position of the library. Maybe we just kind of make this more of a, I guess, patrician neighborhood, because we have the forum, we have the library, the amphitheater will obviously cover it, and the temple. So let's do that. Let's do upgrades here. We'll get these Libertus on the up and up. Some equies here, some more patricians. Lots of upgrades. Okay. And okay, we'll keep it going. We made massive upgrades. Okay. That next phase is unlocked. Let's go ahead and start it. Requires 200 plebeians. Don't you worry for a second, we got plenty. And unlocking new needs for our patricians. Either the necklaces or the cloaks. Let's take a closer look at these. So this is for their fashion requirements. We kind of can choose one or the other, or we could disable. Well, I'd love to disable soap. Oh man, just give me a reason. But thinking ahead, cloaks or jewelry. Jewelry we can make here in Latium. Cloaks, I think we'll need to get. Let's see. Let's take a quick look. I'm worried that we'll have to go to the 3rd tier of population in Albion in order to do this. So let's see. Oh, everything's going great in Prima. We're partying. Festivals all day. Everybody's so rich. Rich and prestigious. Offers a treaty. Yeah, we have to. I'm sorry. We just don't have the military. Again, this is a peaceful playthrough of Anno. We're going to try to avoid any conflicts here. Okay. Yeah, I think we're going to have to go to tier 3 in order to help these patricians out. But these guys aren't ready yet. So they need ceremonial shields or the horns, drinking horns. Well, we don't have any tin. I need tin for either one of these, so you don't really have a choice. You need an island with tin in order to really be dialed in Albion. So let's see. Maybe we take. It's okay. Take our ship around for a little tour. See if we can find another island. But in the meantime, let's go ahead. Alright, we're already buying tin. That's good. Let's go ahead and do the Horner. Near our warehouse here. Looks good. And are we by any chance... No. Not overproducing our cattle. Which is good. Totally fine with that. Might need another warehouse here. Let's see. Put these in. And a road. All right. That looks good. That's pretty straightforward and easy. Get those horns up to speed. Bargaining for peace. Oh, this is what we want. Was I just saying? This is a peaceful playthrough. Okay. The aggressor is our friend Queso. If we pay 10,000, that seems almost too good to be true. The Emperor doesn't like it, but he definitely doesn't hate it with a -5. I'd love to have peace. Let's do it. Oh no. Okay, let's get the good news first. Port Serenus. Alright, we don't need this festival. Not gonna build too many ships. Alright, now we're in trouble with the Emperor. Dang it. Unfortunate for sure. But give us some time. We need that peace for now. Hopefully he gets over it. Alright. Drinking horns are going to definitely oversupply here. Let's head back. Check on our amphitheater as that horn comes up to speed. So let's see. Everything should be coming in. I want these materials to be delivering. Yeah, they are. And the timer is moving. Okay. Should be all good. We're going to need a lot more tiles, a lot more marble. Maybe doing all of our major neighborhood upgrades right before that. Let's getting things into gear. Oh my. Here's our plague. Get our ships away from here. Okay, this is gonna affect our productions quite severely. Let's see if we can do some rapid response. What's this? Weaver? Where is our nearest Medici, I guess is the first question. Far, far away. Wow, our coverage is horrible. Let's go ahead and put one of these over here. Stop the bleeding a little bit. Have one there. I don't know if we're gonna be able to help you guys out. Let's see. Let's put down some latrines, I guess, to help us. It's not gonna solve our current problem, but should help us in the future, avoiding these nasty plagues. Coverage there. Is this a good spot? Yes, it is. Let's see. That's good. Perfect spot. And alright. Well, that got us positive in health. So maybe we were kind of slacking on putting down the latrines. Looks like we, okay. We were extremely slacking. We hadn't had a single one. That makes sense. That makes sense. Why we were having some health problems. All right. Perfect. We'll put one more over here. Taking all of our tiles to do this, but kind of have to. All right. How about wells? Since clearly didn't have enough city services. Let's see if this will tamp down our fire problems. It's fine. Alright, we do have some wells, so not as disastrous. It's good. Let's also upgrade some of these roads. Got the concrete. This should also increase our range for fire service buildings. So hopefully this isn't just a waste for beautification. Beautification's never a waste. We're trying to have a aesthetic city, but when you're facing an emergency, maybe that's not the best time for beautification. Okay. We're out of the red there. We're super, super healthy now. This will hopefully pass us by. Do some instant repair. I think this should all be okay. We got plenty of salt, so I think we can wait this out. How much longer are you gonna be sick? The doctors don't know. If you go untreated, you'll probably just get destroyed, unfortunately. Oh, I think that's true. Let's see. Something by the coast does make sense. Let's go ahead and move our rope. How much space? And this should slot in very nicely right there. If we just adjust that road ever slightly and put back in a paved road for the aesthetics. Okay. That's going to get rid of that issue. But what happened to the fire safety? Come on now. Well. That's okay. This is moving along just fine. Let's head back to Albion. See if we can get to that third tier of population. Now that we're supplying the horns. Alright, yes we can. Let's do it. I don't have a ton of extra workforce. But now that we have this, I'm gonna need to supply all these needs. I want to help our patricians. Mercators are now available, so now we can go in both directions. Let's see. Hoping this is going to be valuable to us. I don't think we can prioritize this right now. I feel bad. This is just going to have to be a future problem. I know that the patricians want these robes or cloaks, but we have to stay focused, I think. Got it, Ben, got it. Thanks for all the hints. Love it. So helpful. Gotta focus on the task at hand. So, fire safety is looking good. This is chugging along. Marble is slightly behind. Let's just see what happens if we were to place down another marble. Decrease our health. Our health is fine. If we put down another marble, we check our imports of uncut marble. Okay, that's all good. So this is a minute and a half. So 2 would be 3 minutes. 3 would be 4.5. And this is producing 1 per minute. I think we only have 3 of these. Or maybe we're also importing it from here. Is that true? No, no, no. Not yet. Maybe eventually. I'm just a little lost on my math. Like, we're bringing in 2 per minute. But we're only demanding 2 per minute. I think I'm just tired. Because this is demanding less. So it's okay that it's a 2 to 3 ratio. Nothing to worry about. Okay. Kind of a random placeholder there. Now, since we upgraded all of those tier 3 and 4 population, let's just check our overall goods. Bread we're exporting, which is great. Tunics are good. Now these more advanced. Ahead of the game on oysters, not even close to having to worry about that. Togas are okay, but we had that sickness, so I doubt our supply is incredible. Writing tablets are okay, but we probably will upgrade those. Fine glass, emergency. Okay. We want our green bars to be wider than our white. So let's go ahead, focus on that. Now this is going to affect our fire safety, which I very much do not want to mess with. So let's put this over here. What's going on here? Okay. Let's do that. We're making some of this glass. This island seems to not have a lot of river slots. 8 doesn't get you that far. Like, you kind of need to have multiple islands. So, yeah, you'd have to get to tier 3 population in order to do that. How far away are we? Pretty far. Not as far. I'd have to import this or that. But we could get there on bread because we have lots of that. We could construct a building. Couldn't really move our soap production over here. We could our sandals. Tempting. Because I do want to build our population in Apollonia. I think in the short term, we're going to just have to accept the fire risk. And that means probably putting a glass smelter as far away as possible. So we'll put a bridge here. So glass smelter. Put this far away from our residence. With a warehouse. And then in terms of, oh dang, we're now strapped for resources. Rope I wouldn't anticipate would be low. It is. How much rope are we producing? We are demanding so much right now. I thought we had more than one. Let's double check. If we don't, yeah, we have. Oh, but it needs to be repaired. Okay. Is there a way to pause this? Yes, let's pause. We got enough concrete. That's a win. All right, so we have concrete freed up. How about charcoal? Let's increase that because of the fine glass. Just make this nearby. Have a more direct pathway to this. This does increase efficiency when something doesn't have to get transported to a warehouse and then transported to the secondary production. So always preferable. even though concentrating it all in one area is also good. Alright, so we're paused here. Let's get the marble back on track. Get the rope back on track because that seems to be pretty seriously in need. These fields are all looking nice. Even if all of our construction materials for this amphitheater are in plague and reconstruction, at least we still have these gorgeous fields to enjoy. Alright. Back to work. Now that we have that marble, let's get that glass blower back. And let's see, we are importing the crushed minerals from Apollonia. Let's take a look. Okay, we're ahead of the game there, which is good. But I didn't love that the raw materials seems to not be the correct ratio here. Is everything working okay? So we have 2 of the quarries and 3 of the actual crushers. I thought this was correct. No. This should be faster than the crusher. So this should be efficient. Processing time 45 seconds. Yep, everything's right. Let's see. So the query's 45 and the crusher is 1 minute. Alright, everything seems to be working properly. Man, what a day for math. Guess we're gonna have to add another. I guess it's not a 1 to 2. So we're just kind of under. Let's do this. Not quite far enough. It's okay. And we'll also throw down a few more residents to balance our workforce. Do this. Add kind of a funky road. And a few upgrades. Alright, that should balance us out. Let's just make sure our consumer goods here are fine. Whoa. As all the full production comes back up to speed, since probably maxed out on what our inventory was. Alright. Everything looks okay. The plebs don't love us over here. Oh man, we're expanding, now we got more problems. Let's go ahead, put down one of these, and one of these. Might want to do things with these river slots, so maybe not adding more population for the time being. Okay, so now, obviously, the crushers are happy. Yep, we got our minerals. And then if we head back over here, is this operating okay? Just importing the pigment. And the pigment should be all good. Yep. How about the charcoal? Ahead of the game. And what else? It was the glass. Yeah, glass is good. do we need any more of the silica? No, we don't. All right. Well, all of that to upgrade fine glass took a lot of effort since we're trans island. Balance this out. Things are looking good. Another thing I wanted to do was upgrade our trading post. Mainly for aesthetics, but it's about time. Port Serenus growing up a little bit. This warehouse also may be optional since we have so many slots here in the trading post and one there. So remind me in the future if we need some more port space. Get rid of this one. Don't have to take any drastic action now, but we can in the future. In the meantime, let's do some more paving here. Alright, so it's kind of like bouncing up and down. I'm not sure exactly why this is. You would think it's due to not having stable production chains. But one thing I know that we can do is we can move these out of the city. This should have an almost immediate effect. Yeah, so these should never have been there in the first place, but they were. They're such beautiful buildings. I'd love to incorporate them, but we're just going to have a massive fire if we do that, so let's not. Now, since we have such a nice open area, maybe this is a good opportunity to put in a public service building. Grammaticus there looks fine. How about a sanctuary? That's a Grammaticus. Sanctuary would be good. Yeah, I like that idea. Not bad. So we have 3 Grammaticus and only the 1 sanctuary. So yeah, let's go ahead and put this right by the water, and perfect. Perfect. Right by the field. Sarah's would be proud. I think this looks great. Let's do some ornamentation over here. I'm always drawn to that building. Right. Tempting, but we won't. Let's see, what could we do? So what happens if you do grass? Kind of makes things more uniform. I kind of like that for now. Yeah, let's do that, and then let's also add a statue. Harmonia. Classic. Wow, if these are plebs, they're lucky plebs to be right here by the sanctuary like that. Maybe another imported statue. Looks nice in this kind of more woodsy area. Now what could we do here? I'm thinking maybe just more paved roads. Oh, it doesn't like going over grass. Maybe like that. How about we just pave the whole thing? If it's not symmetrical and we don't have any ornaments, probably no good reason to not do that. What we can also do is more residents here. Like so. Alright. It's a nice little upgrade and should probably increase our devotion. Oh yeah, I think that probably did. Yeah, it didn't notify me, but I'm pretty sure that increased our bonus as well. Now we can store more goods. All right. Now let's go ahead and resume construction, get some more of these resources in there, but we're definitely short on marble. How about the rope? Yeah, not great. Let's go ahead and buy these. We have 500,000, so why not buy when under 100? And let's not buy too much of this because I anticipate it'll be expensive. Let's see, purchasing price, yeah, 100. So definitely don't want to over purchase this, but in the short term, in order to get through this next, phase of construction, we can definitely do that. And tiles, we have a lot of tile production, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 4 there. That might be it. Well, that's a lot. All right, what's going on with our trade route? Prima. Don't have enough cheese for us. It's just taking a while. Yeah, you don't have to wait, I guess. Love to be able to kind of tell them, oh, maybe we were. Maybe that was selected. So sorry. All right, we'll save that. The storage is empty, but you already have some. Wait for goods. Wait to unload. Well, I think it should be okay. All right. Perfect. Now, let's go back in and see how our fine glass is doing. Good. Up to speed. Writing tablets are safe. Togas are safe. Garum, not great. The need for beer is so extreme. Same with soap. Soap and beer. I'm telling you, they could rename Anno 117 as just soap and beer. Pretty much all I've been focusing on this playthrough, or maybe not focusing, but maybe neglecting is the better term, because I'm not really doing enough to keep up with it. All right, so we have a decision. The prefect overseeing the harbor of Port Serenus reports an accumulation of silt that obstructs trade and military vessels, causing critical delays. He requests immediate funds to accelerate the dredging operations. How much will you invest? Well, we got money. Don't worry about that. No, we got 30,000 denarii. Don't even worry. Is this any positive? Assign extra laborers? Loading speed would be faster, but workforce needed on harbor buildings. So it's kind of like a trade-off. We'll just have no negatives. We got plenty of coin. We've been taxing the people. So that's good. All right. And research-wise, I queued up a good amount. Kind of also finally get here so we can control the beer as it flows in various tiers of residents. Clean this up. Let's go ahead and get ahead on porridge and tunics. Are we doing good? Oh my gosh, we're doing so good on hemp because, yeah, I moved these over right before I started filming. Just because it wasn't connected to roads if you were watching the last episode. But let's go ahead and do this. Probably need another warehouse. Like so. These roads are chaotic. take these out. Let's see about this. How much field do we need? Should be able to fill this in, no problem. Yeah. Alright, so that's our oats, porridge we can put right here. That gets us quite a lot. Let's do that. And move this as well. But let's go ahead and build up some more residents around here. Keep things maybe close to the market for efficiency's sake. Alright, like how those roads look. Looks good, and then let's do another block here. Is this necessary? Probably not. But I would like that road to come through. Rotate this latrine. Alright. Then maybe some more homes over here. Just as we start to kind of connect across the river, it's going to make sense to do that. Connect these roads, split this in the middle. Oh, we're growing. This game makes it a little bit scary to grow, I've noticed. I'm always kind of, every time we get an alert, I'm worried about how much it'll affect our happiness and our health and our fire safety. Thankfully, prestige seems good. We got a good amount of ornaments. You can see down there in the bottom, plus 658 from ornaments. So we're decorating good. Well, we're decorating well. And that city status is helping us out. So getting those festivals kind of as much as possible is really key. Maybe we could put a city service there. We have this and that. Well, go ahead and fill the space. Right. Looks good. Let's double check those basic porridge is good, sardines are good, tunics, filius. Alright. Well, how are we doing here? Tiles, marble. Go ahead and buy a little bit more of these. Perfect. Well, I think that is going to have to be a little bit of a cliffhanger. Thanks so much for playing with me. I hope to see you in the next video. Take care.